crush it, and then the wrapper comes off really easily. 6 cloves of garlic. This is more like 8 or 9. It doesn't really matter. You gotta use fresh garlic, and you gotta chop it up. And then a half cup of chopped up cilantro. What's up, Matt? Here's the sauce rundown for the barbacoa. So barbacoa comes from it's like where American barbecue originates from. It's from the Caribbean. Super easy. So I got I think I'd use 9 cloves of garlic. You gotta use fresh garlic, and I'll send you a video of how to peel and chop it super easily. And then half a cup of chopped up cilantro. I think I did a little bit more than half a cup. And then there's 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of cumin, 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and I chopped up half an onion that I'm gonna put in there. And then you have to get chipotle peppers in adobo sauce, and I used six of the peppers. They're not that spicy. You can use as many as you, I don't know how many you should use, but they say 3 to 5 if you like spicy, but it wasn't even that spicy when I used 5, so this is 6 or 7. And then you use 2 tablespoons of the sauce that it comes in, and then 3 ounces of tomato paste, and you just put this all in here and blend it up, and that's pretty much all the work you have to do. All right, so after you get your 3 ounces of tomato paste in there, you're supposed to do 8 ounces of beef broth. I just use Better Than Bouillon. I think Mom has it, but you just get a teaspoon. You get it says 1 teaspoon for 8 ounces of water. So I just did 7 ounces of water and a teaspoon, a little bit more. You can never have too much flavor. Just get all that in there. And I mean, having a Ninja blender helps. I think you could do it with a blender. But this is the most important part, because this is what you cook your meat in for the next 5 hours. So you don't want to take any shortcuts with the sauce. I'll send you the direct ingredient list so you can just read it off the website. But yeah, don't cheat the sauce, and then I'll show you what you do with the meat, because that recipe's for the Instant Pot. But you could do it in the Instant Pot, but if you want it to be really, really tender, you can slow cook it if you have the time for 4 hours. Alright, so once you get your sauce, you put it in a big ass pot like this, and you put it on the lowest temperature possible, simmer on the big boiler. And then you get your cast iron and boil it, get a lot of grease on it, and then crank the heat up. And then you get cornstarch, and just pat the meat everywhere so you can get a nice sear texture on it. So we're gonna just do that for a few minutes on each side, and you don't want it to stick. So sear in all the juices on the outside. And then pretty much after you're done searing it, you just take the meat and put it in here and put a lid on top of it, and you go 2 hours each side. So 2 hours, and then flip it. And you want to make sure you're covering. Yeah, I'll show you later. So that's one way to do it, is the slow cook, but you could also do it on Mom's Instant Pot. She has, we don't have it here, but we have the same Instant Pot that you guys have, and there's a slow cook setting. So you can just put it on slow cook and leave it in there for 5 hours and just flip it over halfway. And that would work too. Or you can just slow cook it and then Instant Pot it, which is kind of microwaving it. That would get it done pretty quickly too. But the longer you slow cook it, the more tender it's gonna be, and the better it'll be. Yeah, so once you get a good crust on that, 2 minutes each side on a high temperature with some oil in there, you just take it off, and you want to throw it into your sauce. That's what we're gonna do right now. Alright, so we got our big chunk of meat in there. So rule of thumb, when you're slow cooking, you it needs to be submerged, not fully submerged, but you don't want it to dry out. So when this sauce cooks down, it'll become a little more watery. That's why you keep it covered, but try to like just, you don't have to check on it all the time, but you can let it, you don't have to watch, you know, you can do this and like walk away for 2 hours and go do something, go work out, come back, but you just want to make sure it's smothered right now. And that you keep the lid on and that the temperature is really low. That's how you slow cook it. It's gonna be tender, fall off the bone. I'm kind of being extra, but yeah, you want all that sauce in there. All that sauce in there, you want it to be covered. It's gonna come out perfect in 4 hours, 2 hours each side. You should be good. Just drop the lid on there and just forget about it for 2 hours.